heard for everybody, but you will be able to type questions in the chat feature, or at the end there will be an opportunity for FAQs where you'd be able to unmute your microphone. So I will hand you over now to Linda Acebo. Thank you, Linda.
Hello, parents. Just going to put this here. Hello, parents. So thank you, Matt. My name is Linda Acebo, and I will be the director of Early Years Foundation Stage. Just a little bit about me. I have been in education for the past 7 years, and predominantly in early years. I have been working across England and London specifically, supporting academies with their provision, ensuring that we have outstanding provision. I joined Abu Dhabi last year. I came to Mamoura, and it's been a wonderful journey so far. And I'm just so excited to be in Mamoura and to be the director of Early Years Foundation Stage. So today we thought it would be a really good idea to have a meeting, just because for some of you parents, it might be your first time with us in Mamoura, and just to give you a bit of an insight into distance learning and our program. So before we start, as Mr. Booth said, you might see this, you should be able to see this, this bar tool here. So please keep your mic muted. And if you have any questions throughout the presentation, if I could ask if you could just type it into the box here. So this is a chat feature, and any questions that you have, we'll be able to answer them at the end of the presentation. So with regards to our distance learning program, we are using the platform called Microsoft Teams. Now, with Microsoft Teams, if you are new to Mamoura, it's a fantastic platform to use. We use it across the whole of the school, and this is really important for parents. For some of you who may have siblings, or your child has siblings across the school, because it allows our parents to just use one platform rather than juggling between 2 platforms. So with Microsoft Teams, there are different features on here. And with our platform of distance learning, your child will be able to watch our live sessions and watch our pre-recorded sessions on here. You'll be able to upload all the work and video on Microsoft Teams. You'll be able to have updates and information on your child's class page, and your parent contact. If you want to message the teachers, if you want to email us or speak to us about anything, we can do this all on Microsoft Teams. So with our distance learning program, we have daily live sessions that are either whole class or small group sessions. The sessions are personalized and they're catered towards your child's interests. There are a range of pre-recorded sessions and activities for your children to complete and join in. We give feedback to all work that is completed, all work that is uploaded. We always give feedback. We think this is really important. And our feedback is either written or recorded. Most of the written feedback is for parents, and most of our recorded feedback is for the children. So if your child completes a work or decides to show us an activity that they're doing, or wants to show us anything that they're really interested in, we will always try to give a recorded feedback so they can see that and see that we are taking in what they've done, and we can give them praise for their work. Our contact time is 7:30 until 3:30. So you're able to contact us at any time between these times every day should you need any assistance. Now, in May, we had ADEK, and ADEK evaluated our school distance learning program. They looked at the children's learning, their engagement, and their well-being. They looked at our live lessons and the children's responses. They looked at their work, and we're so delighted that we were judged a developed school. Now, this is the highest grading that we could have received. And it's really, really a great testimony to the hard work that we've put into our distance learning program. And it consolidates that our children at Mamoura are receiving outstanding learning, and the provision that they're receiving in these unprecedented times are outstanding. Now, in regard to the importance of nursery, children engaged in distance learning, I know the main question and the main concern for some of you parents here today is, should I enroll my child into nursery if distance learning is to continue? Now, as a parent myself, I am in the same position. I have 2 children. One child, he's 8 and he'll be going to year 4. And I have a child who is 3 and he'll be going into nursery. So I know the anxiety that you might be feeling. I've had to consider distance learning now, not just for your children, but for my child as well. And I know that I definitely will be enrolling my child into distance learning next year. As a teacher, I have seen the positive and tremendous impact that distance learning has had this summer with our children in distance learning. And I thought it would be good just to give you an overview of the importance of distance learning. And I've decided to do it in the context of my own child, because I already know that our children are so important, and anything that I would not do for my child, I would not do for yours. And so when I think about distance learning for my child, I know that distance learning will provide him with a routine and a structure to his day. I know that there's going to be a smooth transition, because when we do reopen, he'll be familiar with his teachers and he'll be familiar with his class friends. The live sessions are not the same as educational videos that you might watch on YouTube. And I can't really stress that enough, because it's not personalized learning. Although there are great tools out there in terms of videos and educational games, it's not personalized. There's no engagement and there's no feedback. With the learning that you will receive on our live sessions and our pre-recorded sessions, your child is able to engage with us, and we're always able to give feedback, be able to provide them with their next steps. This is something that you can't get on YouTube. With regards to some YouTube videos and some educational videos, there may be misconceptions, because most of them don't follow the British curriculum. It might be an American curriculum. And so misconceptions can arise, and actually children can be learning the wrong concept. Now, with the learning that we have in Mamoura for our distance learning program, it's very progressive and it's catered to your child's ability. So I know that in terms of my child, the teacher will be able to begin where he's at, and there'll be a progressiveness in his development. I know that they will cater to his interests as well. And so my child, for example, he loves dinosaurs. I know that the teacher will be able to feed on that. And the next daily live session, or in the next week, the planning will be catered to his interests alongside other children's interests. We have pastoral sessions, and these pastoral sessions happen on a weekly basis as well. And this really supports discussing specific events or sharing experiences. Now, this summer through distance learning, we had quite a few parents, but there was one parent that decided to let me know that her child was feeling a bit uneasy because she was pregnant, and the child was a bit apprehensive about a new sibling joining. And so we decided to incorporate that into our live session. It was really lovely to be able to see other children who were actually sharing the same experiences of their parents who are about to conceive, and they're about to have a new baby brother or a new sister. We were able to read a story about this, and children left there feeling comforted, knowing that other children were feeling the same thing and were having the same experience. This is really important with our pastoral sessions. Our pastoral sessions will also support next year with the transition of moving back into school. And so as we move closer to moving into school, we'll be showing children the classroom, showing them their toys, showing them things that they'll be able to access around the school. And this will just allow them to have that excitement and sense of excitement to go back to school. Now, our data has shown that children who have started later, missing a term or more, are more likely to be behind than their peers who have started in September. We know that consistent daily learning has a great impact on a child's development. And with early years, it really starts from the beginning. And our children in nursery in Mamoura, they've received fantastic provision in learning, and their achievement has been amazing. During this distance learning time, the children have continued to learn and continue to show great results. Now, I know the balance of distance learning and working at the same time as a parent, it can be overwhelming. And so distance learning takes the pressure off of parents to teach their young, and it hands it over to us as teachers, as we know we are educated and we know what to do with your child to ensure that they can reach their milestones. Now, I want to hand you over. I just want to show you a video from the head of nursery. Her name is Judith Thompson, and she has a message to share with you today.
Hello everyone, my name is Jude Thompson, the head of nursery, and I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all to Mamoura Nursery Department. I have been teaching for 14 years within the UK schools and internationally in Saudi Arabia, Malaysia and Germany. I am extremely passionate about developing a love of learning, and I truly believe that it is within the nursery department that the foundations of learning get embedded to prepare for the building blocks later on. During this year, we aim to develop confidence and independence while instilling the foundations of English, maths and the core subjects. By following a play-based curriculum, our children can develop not only academically, but physically and emotionally in preparation for the future learning. I am so excited to welcome your boys and girls to Mamoura. And while it is disappointing that we may not be able to begin the year in the traditional way, I think that we can make our home learning an extremely positive experience for us all. We pride ourselves in our home learning provision that we have created, and we believe that it provides an opportunity for us as teachers and families to create a dedicated team working together for the benefit of our children. We see you as parents as a key member in the learning journey alongside us, and we welcome your comments on our provision. As your children engage in our programme over the coming weeks, it will help you to gain a deeper understanding of our school curriculum and our teaching styles. As we work together, I truly believe that you will develop a greater sense of trust with your class teachers and will find it easier to leave your child with us in confidence. Our home learning will allow your child to transition into a member of the Mamoura community from the comfort of their own home. Often the beginning of school can be quite scary, and saying goodbye to mum and dad can be a difficult time. We hope that by meeting the teachers, their classroom spaces and toys within the familiarity of their own home, that we can begin to develop a close relationship. Opportunities to hear English spoken to them daily will help to develop their communication skills. Children will be confident when they come to school and eager to explore the spaces that they have become familiar with. We hope to develop a real sense of excitement. As there will be a mix of live and pre-recorded lessons, your child can settle into the school system at their own pace. Our programme provides structure for your child's day. However, if they're feeling tired, they can take a break and access the resources at a time more suitable to you as a family. We will be creating resources that build your child's stamina for learning as we continue through September. Therefore, it will not be such of a shock to the system when they come to their classrooms. Finally, can I just take this opportunity again to welcome you to our community. It may not be the start that we all envisaged, and I hope that we can reassure you that we are doing everything we can to ensure that your child gets the best possible start to their learning. I really look forward to meeting you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I thought it would be really great for you to see a few examples of our live sessions. Now, these are just snippets over the past term that we have done through distance learning.
Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good job.
Draw 5 what in the candy shop? What do you think, Finn?
Draw 5 dinosaurs.
5 dinosaurs in the candy shop? When you're in the sweet shop, what do you normally find? Do you think ice cream? So I could do ice cream, or I could draw a lollipop, or I could draw sweets. Do you want me to draw ice cream? Everyone's really concentrating. Okay. My cone. 1 and 2. If you're watching me, well done and counting with me. How many do I have now? What comes after 2? 3. Fantastic.
Turtles, you're doing a great job so far. I can see everyone's working really, really hard. Well done, Rakan. I can see your red squares. Oh, well done, Aline. Good job. And I can see Arkham. It doesn't matter if you can't see. I know you're doing a great job, and I'll get you to show me anyway at the end, okay? So have you all finished your 2 squares? Right, have you all finished? You can unmute your microphones now, turtles, because I can see some of you are trying to talk to me. Do you want to unmute your microphone, Akam? And whoever else? Oh, wow, turtles. Can you all hold up your gingerbread man so far? Oh my goodness, they are all super. Well done, Sultan. You have done a great job. You know, turtles, you've done a much better job than Miss Neve. Okay, so our next sound is B. Okay, so we have to find something that begins with a B. So let's have a look at some clues. We could find a B ball. We could find a B bag. We could find a B banana. Or we could find something else that begins with B. Okay, so good luck, Coral. I'm going to start the timer now, and you go as quickly as you can to find something beginning with B. Off you go. Good luck. Okay, Coral, did you make it back in time? What did you get? That begins with a B. I can see my a bear. Fantastic. I can see bananas. I can see a ball. Brilliant, Sultan. Brilliant, Shamsa.
In front. Under you. Okay. You're going to do that. You're going to send me a video with your toy in different positions. And then if you want to, you can get your teddy or your toy and you can hide it and then send a picture, and the rest of the voice class can try and find where your teddy is. We'll be looking for the teddy. Are you going to hide it under your bed? Are you going to hide it on top of a cupboard? Are you going to hide it inside a drawer? I don't know. I would like you to go and do those 2 activities, okay?
So those are just a few snippets. Let me, 1 second. So those are the live sessions that we partake. There's such a huge range of activities for the children to do. We're looking at their fine motor skills. We're trying to develop their language. We're also trying to develop their love for drawing. And we're doing this in a fun and creative way. Now, how to support families with online learning. We have tutorial guides and videos for you to be able to access if you're struggling in Microsoft Teams, if it's your first time using it. We also have follow-up videos. So there are times after a live session that we may ask a child to go and complete a task or an activity. And in this follow-up, we will therefore have a video showing examples of the type of questions you might want to ask your child, and anything that you need assistance on, we'll be able to answer those questions in the follow-up videos. We also have next steps. Now, when you upload your child's work or video of them completing a work, we'll be able to mark it and give feedback and next steps. We are either doing this via a written form, or like I said before, we might send a video showing the child that we have seen their work and how fantastic it is, and maybe challenging them to do another next step. Now, alongside our live sessions, we have pre-recorded videos, and these pre-recorded videos are uploaded and changed every week. We have a wide range, and so your children will always be kept engaged throughout the day. We have our Talk for Right recorded video, and this is the children learning a particular part of a story that they'll be learning for that week. We have a topic video, and this is getting them to potentially bake something with an adult in the house, or they can create something using different resources in their house. We have a phonics video, which develops their reading skills through our phase 1 phonics, and it consolidates the live sessions that we've been teaching. We have a number and shape of the week. We have monkey movements, which is a really physical activity, which is really fun and engaging. We have dough disco, which is it supports their fine motor skills. We also have PE and a music session, which is led by our PE teachers and our music teachers. And we have our story time videos, which is really lovely for the children to watch potentially at the end of the day. I thought I'd also give you 2 examples of our pre-recorded videos that we have. Now with this, as you can see, you'll be able to see our teacher here. She's modeling language. She's asking questions. It supports their phonics development, and it's just engaging rather than just watching a YouTube video.
Animals in the story that I'm reading make noise, and I want you to practice making your noises as well. But to make it a bit more fun, I might say to you, can you hear the cat meowing? And we would meow. Meow. The ducks in the pond go quack, quack, quack. They go underwater to find a snack. Let's think about the word duck. We all know what a duck is, but what sound does it begin with? Duck. What is that sound that you can hear at the beginning of the word duck? Tell your adult for me. Animals in the...
Now we also have our monkey movements, and this keeps the children really active. It's engaging, and it allows plenty of opportunity. These pre-recorded videos, in fact, allow plenty of opportunity for your children to see their teacher throughout the day. And most importantly, it's just really fun.
Wow, you can do that every single day this week, and it will keep you nice and fit. And I want you to see, if you do it every day, can you get better as you go? No, you need to have on some comfortable clothes. So we'll stand back. You need something.
Now, we've had so many parents that have given us fantastic feedback on distance learning, and I just thought it would be really lovely to share a few of these with you.
My experience with the distance learning has been an extremely pleasant and rewarding one. The main highlights, which distinguishes the program, were the following points. The online platforms used are very user-friendly and engaging. The online live sessions are recorded follow-up work and assignments are diverse in nature and not repetitive or boring for the children. The children are seen, heard, and included with their classmates daily, even from afar. Teachers and staff are readily available and are very proactive. Also, the means of communication is clear and prompt, and teachers are always keen to assist on any issues faced. Necessary follow-ups, feedback, and next step tasks are put in place to ensure smooth progress for the kids. Thank you.
Obviously, distance learning was unprecedented and is not the ideal situation. But I think the way the school and you as a teacher handled it has been fantastic. The daily online short live lessons have been great for my son to see his friends and have some type of structure to his day. The follow-up activities have always left room for challenge, and responses from the teacher often ask Finn to develop his answers. Of course, I would love Finn to be in the classroom, but I think the distance learning has been great.
Now, alongside our parents, I feel like our children are really important in this, and so I thought it would be lovely to find out what the children feel about distance learning.
I also see my teacher and my classmates every day, and I love to do activities with my mum and dad. I love you. Bye. I also see my teacher. English, math. I enjoyed doing videos for homework. Some acting, some talented, and it was so fun.
Now, with regards to our distance learning during term 1, there is a huge range of opportunities for your child to develop their skills further. So using the early years foundation framework, your children will be using the prime areas, specifically will be challenging their prime areas alongside the other specific areas. So during term 1, we really want to cater to your child's understanding of simple concepts, and also allow them to learn new vocabulary rapidly through our mathematical languages and also our stories. We want to allow your child to become confident, to be able to carry out small tasks, and also be able to welcome praise for the work that they've done. And that's through our live session. So essentially, if your child does a task, we might be able to get them to bring what they have drawn through the live session or through recorded feedback. We have our fine motor skills, which is really important. So as you saw in the pre-recorded sessions and our daily live sessions that you just saw for an example, we are really focusing on our children's hand grip. So it's getting them to go from maybe having a whole horse grip to using a tripod grip. And that's through our pre-recorded and our daily live sessions. We want our child to be able to use their language skills and be able to decipher their phonics skills as well. We have our maths, and we want our children to be able to understand quantity, understand number. Now, with number, a lot of children come into nursery and they're able to count from 1 to 10. Some children might be able to count from 1 to 20, but we go deeper, and it's having number sense. And that's being able to know what is 5. What does 5 mean? What is 5 compared to 4 or compared to 3? And that starts with understanding comparisons, having more and less, using that language and understanding, knowing that 2 is 1 more than 1, knowing that 3 is less than 4. We ask our children to be able to recognize significant events and be able to explain stuff to us, and that's through our live sessions. And we also want our children to be able to express themselves with design, and that's using colors, painting, resources at home to create things, and also making marks and encouraging a love for pre-writing. And we also have our family information meetings that happen during term 1. And if we're at school, that will be at school. However, if we still have distance learning, that will be virtually. So in our family information meetings, you'll be able to ask more questions, have a greater understanding of what we are learning currently, and ways to support your child at home. A lot of our children, through distance learning, they are able to understand that when they're playing at home, that actually they can use their Legos to be able to build, and that's actually learning through play. The children are then be able to understand that through their dough disco, when they're using Play-Doh at home, that they're actually using the dough to for their fine motor skills to support their writing. Now, our phasing in schedule, if our children are at school, would be a staggered approach. We use our phasing in schedule to support a smooth transition into school. And this will also cases for children who have not been in a preschool before, and so it allows them to settle into the routine. We have a 3-week staggered approach, and so it's shorter hours leading into a full days by the end of the week. If we have distance learning, and it's to continue, we would still take this model. So we'll have small group and one-to-one sessions that will lead to whole class sessions. This will be shared with you in greater detail as soon as we've been given a clear directive from ADEK. Now, we received so many questions, and thank you for being proactive to ask questions through registering. And I hope that we have been able to answer the majority of the questions. There were a few other questions that came up, which we will try to answer. And so it says that the provisions, what provisions are in place if school is to open. So we have planned for different eventualities, but as soon as we receive a directive from ADEK, we will inform you of this plan. When does school start? The 30th of August, 2020. Toileting. Now, you should have received, you would have signed the policy, which states that children need to be toilet trained prior to starting school, but there will be adults in the toilet if they're at school to ensure that they're safe, and if they need any assistance, they're there to help. Can my child start later in the year? Now, we believe, as I said before, that it's best for them to start when we start school in August. However, we also cannot guarantee, and it's highly unlikely that there will be spaces available if we decide to join later in the year. And the question was, how can we support parents? How can we support as parents? And really, it's just ensuring that your child attends and engages in our live sessions and the online learning. And if you have any concerns, we're always here to help. And so it's just reaching out to us without any hesitation. We know that children who have attended our live sessions and engaged in the activities have made great progress this year. If there are any more questions, we'll be happy to help. I'm just going to X out of the screen now. Thank you so much, parents, for all of your help. If you have any questions now, Susan, are there any questions in the bot?
There were a few in the chat feature, but we've managed to answer them as we've been going through, and I think you've just readdressed those points in your frequently asked questions at the end.
Excuse me, I noticed it's been recorded. My husband wasn't able to join in on this. Is it possible for this particular session to be rewatched later by a missing parent or anything like that?
Yes, it should. That's fine. And by the end of the day as well, what I will do is there will be I'll record this version as well. And so I'll be able to upload it, and we'll find a way to just email this to you or this to be sent to you for all parents.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Are there any other questions?
Hi, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
I had a question. Firstly, thank you very much for this presentation. It was very informative and great to see the efforts that Mamoura have made with regard to distance learning. I'm assuming, obviously, ADEK, as you've noted, hasn't come back with exactly what we can expect for August. So will there be follow-up sessions when you get sort of further information and have more clarity?
100%. As soon as we receive a directive, just how we've done today, there'll be another session to be able to go into further detail. So we want to be as transparent as we can with you with what is to take place. So as soon as you have a directive, we'll inform you to arrange another session like this.
Great. Thank you very much.
You're truly welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, thank you so much. It feels really nice that our kids are in the right hands in such a difficult time. So thank you for such wonderful presentation. My question is that, you know, we were notified on a specific fee structure earlier, and we understand that there are schools around who are revising their fee structure. So will that be the same situation in Mamoura also?
Matt, would you like to?
Yeah, at this moment, again, with regards to fee structure, that would be something that once we know from Aldar Education, who support and help us to run the school. At the moment, we don't have any information on that. But again, as Linda has said, that as we know more from ADEK, I'm sure Aldar Education as well as Mamoura will be giving you information. But at this time, there is nothing to talk about the fee structure as it stands. It will be as it is.
Okay, thank you so much.
No worries, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Linda, there is a question. There's a question that's just come up about regards to practical development for children entering into FS2.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Sorry, say that again, sorry.
Sorry, the question's just come through from Catherine. Is there anything to show what would be expected for FS2 level children in terms of practical development and also educational toilet training and lunch times?
Yes, so with regards to FS2, the structure, we still follow the EUFS framework. So the children will still receive pre-recorded lessons, daily life sessions. We focus more on our phonics, it's phase 2 phonics. And so the children will be learning more so on how to read and write through that structure. In terms of examples, if you would like, when I record the session and I send it out again, I will include FS2 examples for you to be able to see as well.
Okay, and then also I think the practicalities there of lunchtime, the children do eat as a community. Again, it would depend on what directives we receive from ADEK with regards to social distancing, but there will be an expectation that children are able to eat their meals, and we request that it's a healthy packed lunch, which would consist of a sandwich, maybe some pasta, some rice, and fruits that they are able to eat themselves using cutlery. And often a lot of our families would find that the fruit would be pre-sliced already for them to eat, like as a snack bag. So I hope that helps, Catherine.
I didn't hear that part. Thank you, Mr. B.
That's okay.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. We can
Hello.
hear you.
Thank you for this session. I have just one question regarding if the kids go back, and what are the measures taken to clean toilets? I'm sorry for this question, but I need to know. Like, is it cleaned after each child, or what's the procedure that you follow?
Okay, so we do have an extensive cleaning team that's within our school. I'm sure if you've driven past or you've been and you've seen it virtually, we're a very large school campus, so we have a number of staff to help us clean it. With regards to the toilets, there is a toilets cleaning schedule, which is adhered to. Now, currently looking into what will happen when we return. Again, we are developing a number of contingency plans to ensure that the building and the toilets are sanitized accordingly, to ensure that they are clean for the children. And I understand, especially your younger children may need to make sure those toilets are clean. Again, they have their own separate toilet units as well, so they're regularly cleaned. I hope that one helps answer that question.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. There's also a question just come up about our BSO. So BSO is the British Schools Overseas. We're very fortunate that we went through our inspection in February, and we have received our status, which now recognises us as a British school that is overseas, and therefore is in line with the Department for Education, which is the governing body in the United Kingdom. Where the reference is awareness of EAL. So being in the Middle East and being in Abu Dhabi, a number of students have English as an additional language. So it's not necessarily their first language, but as a school, we are able to teach our children whether they were first or second language, and that doesn't have a hindrance to the development of the progress that our children are making. And in fact, it was something then that they did bring up and commended us on, was how wonderful and talented our team were to ensure that our children received the highest quality of the English national curriculum in the context of being in Abu Dhabi. You're very welcome. So if there are no other questions, I would just like to say thank you so much for all of you attending. It really does mean a lot to us, and I'm glad that you've been able to meet with our team and actually probably put faces to names. We are part of this, our primary leadership team and the executive leadership team of the school. And I'd like to also just personally thank you to Linda Sibo for putting this together this morning, all of you. And it will be recorded, and Anissa, who is our parent relations executive, and Diana, our admissions officer, have also recorded this, so they'll be able to support if there are further questions. Thank you again, everyone, for attending today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Unknown participant is now exiting.